Welcome back, everybody. Inside of this installment of my playthrough of Might and Magic, you may have noticed I finally got rid of the FCE Ultra, there we go, on the top of the screen. And so we no longer have to worry about that now that I've figured out how to get Windows Media Encoder to work properly. And something else that I would greatly enjoy showing you is this. Not the intro, but what comes after the intro. What's different about this screen from the other screens I've shown you? It's staring you right in the face. That's right, we are no longer fighters, it says go ahead, heroes. That means that everybody inside of our party is level 10 or higher, and the game officially recognizes us as no longer just mere adventurers, but heroes of a higher caliber. And, before I go out into the big world, allow me to show you something that comes with this, or comes with the territory. Our mages, for one, can cast level 5 spells now, Teleport, Acid Storm, and that. They can't unfortunately cast level 6 spells, however, the Cleric can, and along with those spells that she gets, as well as Raising the Dead, be careful about casting a Raise the Dead, because, one, it's a level-based spell, meaning chances for success are directly based on things like your personality and your level, and it has a rather fair chance of eradicating a character, and if a character gets eradicated, that's kind of bad, because bringing a character back from eradication kind of ages a character a little, and it takes away a bit of endurance, but it's not such a big thing now, because whenever you're at this level, you can go around and you can do the Are You Worthy quests, and visit the Prism of Endurance, and get the endurance back. Now, the other spells to get is Moonbeam, or Moonray, and what that does is it damages the entire enemy party outside. It doesn't matter if it's night or day, as long as you're outside, weirdly enough. But you just cast that, and it'll damage the entire enemy party, and it'll heal your entire party. A very good spell. You also got Cure Stone, which is nice. Status effects are good to cure. And Town Portal, which is you just cast it, and boom, you're back in a town of your choosing. A very nice evacuation spell. Sounding like I'm playing EverQuest here. And then you have Age, which in actuality is supposed to be Rejuvenation, but what that does is you cast it on somebody, and let me view one of my characters that are old. You might realize that I've been toying around with this because most of my characters were at age 27, now they're all like 24 or 22, no one above 25. So let's use the latest as a guinea pig here. Cast Age on him. He goes from 22 to 18. If only real life were that easy. Lesai. You don't have to worry about age taking away from your abilities until you hit level 50, or until you hit age 50, but you'll reach that soon enough if you have to rest as often as I do. Now, where to go? Ah, yes, another thing I wanted to show you was where Lord Kilburn is. Now, you might remember Lord Kilburn earlier whenever they said that he was in C3 Area 99. And Lord Kilburn, of course, is there. However, he is a lord that is in exile, apparently, from what I understand. Party, don't you? And the thing you'll notice is the monsters are getting wise. They're seeing that, we can mangle them, and they're starting to just run away from us. Which is good, because I believe you get just as much experience from them running away as you do actually killing them. We're on to annihilate half of them with Return Undead. Just wait until she gets to Magic level 7, whenever she gets Holy Word. Doesn't matter if you're a Lich, doesn't matter if you're an unstoppable god of undeath, you cast Holy Word on them, and they're going down. And that can be used to great effect inside the Village of Dusk, because there are, in the northwestern side of Village of Dusk, there is an undead hive, and you can go in there, you can find a whole bunch of vampires, wights, a whole bunch of powerful undead. You just have your cleric cast a single spell and it wipes them all out. Real good way to gain experience. But you have to get to that level first. And I was doing some research on this game, and it turns out level 13 is not the highest level. Apparently you can keep on going past it, I guess, all the way to level 100, but it just becomes harder and harder to gain levels. But if you get stuck, you can just keep on adventuring, and don't have to worry about it. Let me cast Locate, so I can see if I'm going in the correct direction here. Locate X8, Y12. So I should head right and then south? That doesn't sound right. I know that Lord Kilburn is inside one of the mountains here. This might be a little bit more tricky of an adventure than I thought in the first place. Can't seem to find a way to the mountain range. In case you haven't been able to, yes, that's exactly what I'm looking for this time around, is Lord Kilburn. Why? Because, well, Lord Kilburn is a very nice individual, and he has found something that has put him in exile, and we have to find out just exactly what it is. In case you haven't been able to tell, there is quite a bit of intrigue and backstabbing going on here. Everything inside of the continent of Varn is not a happy place. You've got lords vying for power between one another, you've got people wanting to fulfill their own selfish, greedy desires, and of course, our adventuring party who just wants to find the secret of the inner sanctum, and for whatever reason, of course, they get stuck right in the middle of it all. Try to keep in mind any lord that looks like they're giving you bogus quests, or they're giving you things to do that are probably going to get you killed, or if they seem selfish. Because if they are like that, then chances are, whenever they have no use for you, they're going to throw you aside. Usually in a dramatic way, too. Lord Kilburn, where are you? Lord Kilburn? And so far, of all the lords that we have seen, we have only seen Lord Hacker and Lord Inspectron. And Lord Inspectron, well, Lord Inspectron doesn't seem like a bad sort. He just has us going out, searching the continent of Varn, kind of like an exploration kind of deal. Like a swords and sorcery version of Lewis and Clark. You can see the cleric becomes a powerhouse whenever we're outside. She can just cast a whole bunch of area of effect spells. It doesn't matter if there's 10, 20 monsters, it just goes right through all of them. The only problem is, usually you need your cleric for healing, so it's tempting to want to be able to use her in order to be able to, you know, absolutely dominate the other monsters. But usually you want to hold back, unlike what I'm doing right now. And just unload on spells in case you haven't been able to tell. You get tons of gems. Well, drat. I don't think we're gonna find Lord Kilburn quite yet. But this is the area that you want to look around for him in. You'll be able to tell because he's in a long, narrow pass inside of the mountains. Because, well, he's in exile. He's not going to be an easy guy to find. Forget you, caveman. And the nice thing is, too,